Okay, so if you're out there juggling multiple online accounts every single day, you know the chaos. It's real. In this explainer, we're going to break down a strategic framework to finally tame all of that and get your focus back. Let's get right into it. And you know what? Let's just be real for a second. It is a lot. This quote here really nails the daily grind for anyone in social media, marketing, or frankly, anyone running multiple brands. You're constantly logging in and out. You've got that low-level fear of posting to the wrong account. It's just a massive time sink. So that really is the million-dollar question, isn't it? How do we actually go from that frantic tab-switching mess to a workflow that's smooth and efficient? Well, the answer starts with understanding one core piece of tech. The magic behind all of this is something called session isolation. Okay, so just imagine every single browser tab you open is its own little sealed container. The cookies, the login info, all the storage, it's totally separate from the tab next to it. This means you can have 5 different client Instagram accounts open side by side, and they won't clash. This is the secret sauce that makes this whole framework possible. First things first, we have to organize your digital cockpit. The whole thing starts with a really simple idea. Think of yourself like a pilot getting ready for a flight. Everything has its place, so when you need it, you can act fast without even thinking about it. So the first practical step here is building a dedicated workspace for each client or project you've got. You don't just open a browser anymore. You open a purpose-built environment. So you'd create separate saved sessions for specific tasks, like one just for organic posting, another for managing ads. Then you give them a clear name, maybe something like client A _ Facebook _ ads. And, this is key, add a splash of color or an emoji. It sounds tiny, but trust me, those little visual cues make finding what you need in a split second so much easier. Now to take that organization to the next level, you start grouping your accounts into workflows. You could create, say, a publishing bundle that instantly brings up every single social account you post to, all logged in and ready to go. Or maybe an analytics pack that opens all your reporting dashboards, Facebook Insights, YouTube Studio, the whole shebang. The goal here is to launch an entire job with just one click. So what does this actually get you? Well, for starters, you stop wasting all that mental energy just hunting for the right tab. You can safely keep multiple client accounts from the same platform open without them interfering. Your day starts with exactly the context you need, not with the distraction of setting everything up from scratch. And since it's all in the cloud, you can load your entire cockpit from any computer, anywhere. Okay, so your cockpit is organized. Now it's time to put the pedal to the metal. Section 2 is all about supercharging your daily workflow. Right? This is the big shift in how your day feels. On one side, you've got constant context switching, jumping between DMs, then ads, then comments. It absolutely crushes your productivity and your brain power. But on the other side, you've got the solution, time-boxed sprints. You dedicate, say, 30 minutes just to hammering out DMs. Then, with one click, you switch over to your 60-minute ad-checking sprint. It's all about deep focus instead of shallow multitasking. And check this out. Here's an awesome practical use for that session isolation we talked about earlier. If you're A/B testing different ad creatives, you can open 2 isolated tabs and post from different accounts at the exact same time. And because the cookies and logins don't mix, your analytics stay clean and your test results are way more reliable. No more guessing. And what's the impact of all this? Well, according to our source material, teams using these methods can boost their productivity pipeline by up to 80%. 80! That's not just a tiny little improvement, that's a complete game changer for how you work. But what happens when you bring a team into the mix? Well, that introduces a whole new layer of risk, right? So in section 3, we're going to dig into some hacks for secure collaboration. The main idea here is super simple but incredibly powerful. Share access, not passwords. Forget about those messy, insecure spreadsheets. Instead, you share a direct, secure link to a logged-in session that you and only you have complete control over. And the amount of control you get is just incredible. You can share temporary access with a link that just expires. You can actually blur out sensitive parts of a page, like billing info, before you even share it. You can set time limits on how long a contractor or a client has access. And most importantly, you can revoke their access instantly at any time with one click. All right, let's get into the really cool stuff. Some advanced pro tactics for those high-stakes situations. This is where this framework goes from being a daily convenience to a truly mission-critical tool.
A lot of people use a VPN for regional work, but it's kind of an all or nothing tool. It affects your entire computer. An in-tab proxy, though, is way more precise. It's isolated to just a single tab. That means you can check how an ad looks in Tokyo in one tab, and then in the tab right next to it, see how it looks in Paris, all without messing up the rest of your work. It's the perfect combo of location simulation and session isolation.
Now, for handling online threats, the framework uses this really smart three-part strategy. For any sketchy link you're not sure about, you use zero trust browsing in a totally quarantined tab. For investigating weird DMs from unknown accounts, you use a disposable session that you can just nuke afterward. And for real emergencies, you have a pre-built crisis mode pack ready to launch. And let's just zoom in on that crisis mode for a second. When something really goes wrong, like a hack or a big PR disaster, every single second counts. Having a pre-built pack with all the admin accounts, support pages, and comms channels ready to launch with one click can literally shave minutes or even hours off your response time. It is all about being prepared. So let's pull all this together. What's the big takeaway here? It's about making a fundamental shift, moving from a constant state of reactive chaos to a proactive state of total control. It all really boils down to these 5 core principles. 1. Organize your digital cockpit. 2. Isolate your accounts and tasks so you can actually maintain that deep focus. 3. Accelerate your workflows using sprints and bundles. 4. Share securely without ever handing out a password. And finally, number 5, protect your work with those advanced tactics for when it really matters most. So I'm going to leave you with this final thought. Take a look at your own daily routine. What's that one repetitive, annoying, time-sucking task you do over and over? Now, what if you could apply this framework to make that task the fastest, easiest, most streamlined part of your entire day? That's the real power of moving from chaos to control.